Good evening, I'm Kurt Gutgsell. Jasper boys tennis going back to the state finals for the first time since 2017 when the Wildcats battle Brownsburg in a state quarterfinal on Friday in Carmel. Jasper head coach Scott Yarborough on why the Wildcats are so successful this season.
Well, the one thing, and I think a lot of people think about this, when you think about Jasper tennis program, the one thing we've always been strong in is doubles. And not only that this year, but we got 4 guys that have put in a total combined 13 seasons in doubles. Bennett Schmidt's a 4-year starter, and the other 3 are 3-year starters. And when you have that type of experience in doubles, and then you bring with it 3 really nice singles players, you make it really for a really nice team. We put a lot of pressure on people in doubles, but then, for instance, this past season, Justin Schultz made a jump from 1 JV all the way up to 1 singles, and then we take our 1 singles guy, and he's been shifted down to 2 singles this year. So Grant Levy's back at 3 singles, and I think that type of experience and, things that you just can't teach. They've seen everything that they can see. We've played the Carmels, we've played the North Centrals, we've played the Homesteads, we've played the top 10 teams, and they've seen it 2 or 3 times. And I think that experience alone puts us in a pretty confident category.
And you guys had to work through some things on this road too, and that had to be tough, but you come out the other end.
Well, so the summer was a little different. We got started a little later than normal. The guys did a nice job, I think, of trying to hit on their own some and get out when they could, and then we managed to get a few weeks of camp in. At the beginning of the season, Grant Levy had to sit out for, it was almost 20 days with the quarantine. Then 2 weeks ago, we lost Schultz. With tough time to lose at that time our best player at 1 singles. He got to come back and play in the regional, and from that standpoint, the guys really did a nice job of sticking together. I think you easily could lose focus on something like that. I think they daily texted Schultz and made sure he was okay. The same thing with Levy and all that, making sure that they were still part of the program and wanting them to feel connected. And I'm sure they did some hitting on their own. The rules, the ins and the outs of that. I don't know that for a fact, but they wanted to stay tied to the program, and we kept them in the loop, and they were both anxious to get back. So that was, it's been some trials and tribulations.
What do you know about your opponent heading in?
So Spencer Fields is the coach. I've known Spencer probably since we were teenagers. It'll be a well-coached team. They arguably have the best player in the state, and the last name is Petrovich that plays 1 for them. I think their next 2 best players, they've got in 2 and 3 singles. The 2 players, last name is Giles. I don't even want to take a shot at the 3 players' last name, but they seem to be beating teams in single spots. That doesn't mean that their doubles are weak. I just think that's kind of where they've been making their hay a little bit. They beat Zionsville that way, sweeping them in the singles. I would compare our doubles to Zionsville, so I'm kind of using that match as a guide to where we need to be. The one they beat them in the regional, so we got to compare. I really think it's going to be really close. I think it'll go 3-2 either way. I like to see our doubles come out and set the tone like they've done all year, and then watch those singles guys fall right in line. So it'll be a really good match. We get to play at Carmel, which is a nice facility. We're going to go up Thursday and get a chance to practice up at Carmel. Some of these guys have not played there before. Tennis court is a tennis court, but it's still nice to see the facility and what's around.
The semifinals and finals are on Saturday at the State Tennis Championships. There is a Tuesday night football game tonight in the NFL. The Buffalo Bills will visit the Tennessee Titans. Also in Big Ten football, they will start next week. Both Purdue and Indiana will play on Saturday, October 24th. The Hoosiers play host to Penn State at 3:30. The Boilermakers entertain Iowa at 3:30 at Ross-Ade Stadium as well. Stay tuned. We'll have more WJTS 18 news right after this.